Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is The Real K Nene. You guys can call me Nee or Nene, either or. You can follow me on Instagram at The Real K Nene and TikTok at The Real K Nene too, because my other page, I can't get into it. So the first page, do not follow it. So mainly my page is going to consist of story times, really story times, car content. We have gym vlogs, we have vlogging, I have hair installs that I do, and also just interacting with each other, getting to know each other, advice on women and men, and great topics to talk about also. Let's get started. This story time is going to be about how being a dancer, because I did used to dance, and being in a relationship, and I wouldn't recommend this for nobody. So boom, we're gonna start off calling this person Slick, because he was real slick. So me and Slick met. We met one day. I was on Facebook Live and I needed some gardening, right? So I was hitting up, I wasn't hitting up nobody. I was just asking people on live who had it. And so he happened to have it, and he was like 5 minutes away. So me and my group of friends, um we went towards where he was. And how we met, I didn't know how he looked, to be honest with you. I didn't scope his page out like that because I wasn't going over there and trying to like talk to anybody. I just wanted to, do my little one too and go about my day. But so happened, um, we went over there. I was not driving my car. I was in the back seat. So somebody came up to the car. Me not knowing that it wasn't him, I exchanged numbers with that dude. And so we ended up getting out the car. Remind you, y'all, he haven't came up to the car yet to say that it was him that I was here originally for, to get the gardening from. So I ended up giving somebody else my number, just blatantly giving my number out, not because I wanted the man or anything like that. And we ended up getting out the car because the guy was like, get out the car, it was like three of us. So it's like, get out the car. So we got out the car, whatever, and we ended up stepping in Dodge. So when we noticed we stepped in Dodge, when somebody was like, he was like, the dude that I came there for, he was like, yeah, come over here. So as somebody's cleaning our shoe, he looked up. And so I said to his face, I was like, damn, like, you're fine as hell. Like, you're fine. And he was like, yeah, you were originally here for me, but you gave my homeboy your number. I was like, baby, bump that. If I came here for you, I said, I didn't know who was who. That was my little excuse, right? So we started talking, we started chopping it up. The next day, we ended up linking, y'all. And by the way, he was a Pisces. Pisces are very sensitive. I love my Pisces to death, but he was very sensitive and he was very intuitive with his emotions. So we would link and stuff like that. And before I met him, I wasn't dancing. Like, I wasn't dancing. I don't think I had a job at the moment. I think I was in between jobs, and this was when the pandemic had hit or whatever. So we ended up linking. He didn't have a job. He was like a little hustler, like, that type of dude and stuff like that. So we ended up linking or whatever, and we spent every day together, literally like every day. So fast forward, the relationship is going good, everything's going steady, we're getting along pretty good. I got the opportunity to model for this business, right? So, and the funny thing is, the business was literally like 5 minutes away from him, like it was in the same area. So I went to the business. So we're gonna name the dude who business this is. Player. Okay. So we have Slick and we have Player, right? So Player hit me up on Instagram and he was like, I would love for you to model for me and my company. So I'm like, oh, I'm all good. Side note, y'all, I can throw my leg. Like, I can throw some, like, chef's kiss, like, that's me all day. And I don't do it for attention. I do it because I'm good at it. So, yeah. But anyway, so Player, he hit me up on Instagram and he was like, I want you to model and stuff for me. So I'm like, yeah, because I'm pretty. I have a nice body. So he wanted me to model for him. So we set it up where I went to go model for him at his house. He critiqued me, seen how I looked at my body, and he liked me and my face as well, because what I was going to be modeling was like mostly like swimwear and like dance attire and things like that, because that's what his brand consisted of. So on the meantime, remind y'all, it was pandemic. So he like had poles and stuff in his house. So I'm like, what's all of this? So he had like a little side, how can I put it? He had like a dance, like slash stripper team, business involved. So the strip clubs was closed down. So people were doing like private parties. So the girls would dance inside of his house, and he had cameras, everything. Like, it was nothing going on inside that house. How people might think or might portray it really was dancing. Now, you had some of those girls who did get down in the gritty, and you know, if what they did was their business. But I was there to mainly model, and so he ended up asking me, how do I feel about dancing? And like I said, I don't picture myself as a stripper. I never wanted to be a stripper. I never thought of it or anything. And so when he brought that to me, like I said, I was in between jobs and I needed some income. So I went ahead and did it. So I started dancing there. Now, remind y'all, I did not tell Slick. I did not tell Slick. I only told Slick that I was modeling. So he did not know that I was modeling. I mean, that I was dancing. So he would think that I would model, and I would go over there and model and stuff like that. And I'll have pictures, so it's proof. But remind y'all, I'm being sneaky. I'm not letting him know that I am dancing. So, so I'm thinking I'm slick, y'all. This is funny. This is funny to me. So time goes by, and I'm keeping up the lie pretty good. Like, he doesn't know that I'm dancing. Like, everything is good. Like, I'm good. I'm making my money, and I'm seeing my man. Everything is good over there. Everything is good over here, right? Y'all, I met this girl, and I'm gonna say her real name. This is my friend, RP her. I love her to death. She passed away. Her name was Kayla. So Kayla was also dancing at the house with me, and we became cool because we met each other on Instagram. And you know how you compliment one another, but you never really see each other. It was kind of that type of thing. And then we ended up seeing each other in person, and we ended up vibing. So Kayla had Slick on Snapchat. So like I said, me and Slick was cool, and me and Kayla was cool. So she would put me on her stories on Snapchat. So that's how Slick came out. Oh, and when I tell y'all, he went off, y'all. He went off on me. Like, he went off, he was disrespectful. Just shooting below the belt, because, I get it, but still respect me, because I never disrespected you. I just lied to you. But and I only lied because I didn't know how to handle that situation. Remind y'all, this was my first time dancing, and then being in a relationship on top of that. I didn't know how to address it because I didn't want to lose my relationship at the time. So that's the reason why, if you guys was wondering why I didn't say anything, because some men, they're not going for that. Some are, some are not. So luckily, when he found out, he went off. Of course, he had his words, and I kind of listened and I heard them out because I was in the wrong, and I took accountability in that aspect. So, he allowed it. Let's just say he allowed it. But listen to this. Slick loved the strip club just as much as me. He was in there way before I started dancing. And that is a red flag. A man that likes to be in the strip club is a red flag. Run for your life. Don't look back. Don't look to the side. Don't run. Okay. So he liked the strip club. So eventually the strip clubs, they started back opening up, because the pandemic was kind of slowing down. People were kind of taking more better care of themselves. So they kind of started opening up the strip clubs. So me and my friend Kayla, we decided, okay, we're going to go dance here, and we're going to dance at the strip club so we can have double the money. And that's exactly what we did. But remind y'all, Slick loved the strip club. So when I was at work, he was there, baby. He was there. And it was cool for the most part. He would make sure I'm good. He'll throw money when he came in. Like, he'll have his friends come in and support. Like, it was good. And remind y'all, I'm not no jealous female at all. Like, you can't make me jealous with another female. That's not a way to make me mad. I don't get mad like that. But anyways, so one day I was dancing for about a couple of months now. So at this point, I done created me some good clientele, like great clientele. So I had this one regular. Okay, sorry, I had a call. But back to where I was going. So I started having regulars. And one of my regulars, he was kind of young like me. A little bit on the heavier side. He wasn't ugly, but he wasn't my type. I don't like first of all, I wouldn't date no man that's in a strip club. And two, he just wasn't my type. I like more of a nice size physique, kind of like not too tall, maybe like between 5'9", 5'10", 5'11", and I like chocolate. That's me. That's me all day. But the dude, Slick, I forgot to describe Slick. Slick was like 5'11". He was around my color. I will date people around my color, but I prefer chocolate. But I will make an exception if you're cute. And he was a cutie pie. And he knew how to keep himself up. So yeah, so one day I was working and like y'all have so many story times of me in the strip club, but that's not mainly what this page is going to be about because I don't dance anymore. I actually drive buses around the city. I have my CDL class B, not A. But yeah, I get paid pretty good doing that. That's not something I want to do for the rest of my life, but it pays me good and it take care of me really well, really well. So side note, that was side note. In case y'all wonder what I did for a living. So one day my regular was in there and Slick came to the club as well. So the regular, he would spend a good amount of money. He wouldn't just spend like no thousands of dollars, but he would spend like maybe like probably like 400, 300, like, you know, that's cool. So he would spend that much. So remind you, that day, that night, um, Slick was already there. So I would go back and forth. Like I would check in with my man, basically. That's something you gotta do, especially if your man there. So I would check in with him and, hey babe, go back and forth. I'll go dance, make my money, then I'll come back to him and chill and kick it with him. Cause being a stripper, you could chill and kick it sometimes if you tired. Like you don't have to be on go 24/7. Like you could sit down, break, take a shot, go smoke a blunt, or sorry, I don't know YouTube, but go go garden or do what you want to do. Some girls they had their own choices of muds. So we're not gonna say the D word, we're gonna say mud. And yeah, so that night the setup was so crazy because my regular, he was sitting literally right here. And Slick and his family and his friends was literally sitting like right here. If you turned around you could see him and he could see you. So my regular had texted me, he was like, "Where you at?" "I'm here." So obviously I'm gonna get up on that. Like, why would I? Who not gonna get up on no money on for real. So baby, I got up on that because hello, okay. And so I got up on that, and the regular, he was doing a little bit too much than what he should have. Like he was wanting me to like show him a little bit more than we should be showing him, and I don't do that. Like I'm not for that. And remind y'all, I have got butt naked in the strip club. I have once. I never do it again. But I just didn't. I just wasn't comfortable doing that, especially with my man right there. So as like moving his hand, Slick sees it. Now remind y'all, Slick is psycho. Like he is psycho. He don't play. Like he'll turn up in the club anywhere, church, funeral, wedding, baby shower. Baby, it don't matter if the president giving a speech, baby, he right there turn it up. Like he gonna turn up. Like he don't care. This that Pisces. So he like, I go back over there and he cussing me out. I'm like, what's your problem? Because when the regular had like tried to move my, my undergarments to the side, I kind of smacked his hand. But it really wasn't like noticeable or anything. So I'm going back over there to to Slick Station thinking everything is okay. Oh, he going off. Everybody saw what had happened. And I'm like, well, what are you mad at me? I can't control what somebody's doing. So back then, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I was hot-headed. I still am a little bit of hot-headed. So he cussed me out. You can only cuss me out so many times. So he cussed me out, and I'm thinking it's funny because when I'm nervous and I don't know what to do in a situation, I laugh. So I'm thinking it's funny because I'm not knowing how to react, and like, you're embarrassing me. You're cussing me out in front of all these people. You're embarrassing me. So I started laughing. Y'all, this is when I just got into like my wig days. So I was wearing like little synthetic beauty supply wigs, thinking I was cute or whatever. And so those were kind of like, I really didn't know what I was doing, but now I know what I'm doing a little bit. But remind y'all, this was like 3-4 years ago when I was dancing, almost 5, like it's been a minute. So um he grabbed the back of my head, right? In the strip club with people looking. He didn't care. Yes, this is what I went through. He grabbed, I must have said something slick to it, slick, right? So he grabbed the back of my head and was pulling, literally trying to pull my wig off. And he was like, B, I'll take your wig off right now in this club and I'll punish you. That's what he used to say. He'd be like, I'll punish you. Like, I'll punish you. And remind y'all, he was from Mississippi, so they're a little bit more, you know, I'm from Dallas, so I'm not used to, like, no Mississippi dude. Like, but the dudes mainly that I have dated, they wasn't from Dallas. Like, they always was from somewhere else or whatever. So he was like, he was pulling my hair and he was like, I'll punish you. I'll punish you. Now, remind y'all, me and Kayla, we went to the club together. That was my dance partner. So she walked over there and she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, girl, I'm like, girl, this man is tripping. Like, he's trying to pull my wig off, da-da-da-da-da. And then he let me go and he was just like, y'all ever seen, like, demonic, like a demon inside of somebody's eyes or inside of your face? Like he literally looked at he literally looked like a demon, like was wanting to rip my head off. And y'all, when I tell you, I might have thought it was funny, but then looking back, it really wasn't, because this man had some serious issues going on, and I didn't need to be in that type of relationship. And I didn't need to be in a relationship, period, dancing, because it's not healthy for you or the other person being in that type of industry, because it's not going to end well. Because there's always going to be trust issues involved, or somebody's going to be jealous. And then not only that, he loved the strip club as much as I did, so they really didn't make it any better. So this Negro was literally pulling my hair. He let go as soon as Kayla came. So Kayla kind of break in between us and like, what's going on? So he going off, oh, this B, you know, calling me out my name, just disrespecting me and stuff like that, and thinking I really would disrespect him like that. You know, I already know you here, and you're right, like 10 feet away from me. Why would I allow any such thing? So I ended up getting my stuff, and like that whole night, like we didn't talk, like in y'all. So me and Kayla like separated from him. Like I didn't go nowhere near his section. Like like it's like they make so many alcohol. So later on that night, like the night continued on. He's mad, I'm mad. You just tried to embarrass me. You could have handled this a little bit differently. This is where I work. So I was like, I come back out from the locker room, freshening myself up, and he got some of the dancers on him, and he's spending money on them. And most of the dancers know this is my man. So I'm like, okay. Like it was that type of moment. It was that, like, okay, like, okay. I don't think I'm doing it right now. I did it right the first time. But it was kind of like, you know, like, I'm okay. Okay, oh, you just turned me up. I'm an Aries. You do something to make me mad, baby. You just gonna turn me up. You gonna turn me up. So most dancers don't think like when you go to the back, it don't be no money. So I said, Kayla, I said, girl, let's go to the back. Let's go to the back. So it was this dude and his girl. And the dude, he didn't want to dance. He wanted somebody to dance on his girl. Y'all, when I tell y'all this man had a bag, that if you didn't go to that bag, if you was scared to go to that bag because you think ain't nobody gonna blow back there, baby, go to that bag, okay? Y'all, when I tell y'all, I walked off with at least like 500. She had 500, I had 500, and she had 500, and I had a big old bag on once. And he steady got this dancer on his lap, so I'm toting my bag, and I'm strutting in my heels, and I'm walking. I'm like, like you're not stopping anything. And then so I stopped, and I sit right there where the girl was dancing at him, and I look at him. And I'm just looking, and I'm smiling. And he trying to avoid looking at me. And I'm just sitting in the seat, counting my ones like a pretty little bee. And so then he ended up talking to the girl, saying something to the girl. And then he ended up looking at me, and I said, don't you say nothing to me. And then that's kind of what happened that night. We ended up leaving together. So y'all know we did get into it after that. I'm gonna save that for another story time. But that's a little bit about me and Slick. Now, Slick, he is in jail right now. He been in jail for about 4 or 5 years. So that is dead. Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all about the story time when this Negro went to jail too, because Slick had put me through a lot. Like, I have about a good 4 or 5 story times on Slick, so just be prepared. And I want you guys to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Please follow me on Instagram at TheRealKNene, and I'm out. Oh, also, I want to give you guys a name. I call myself Miss Sexy because so you guys are the sexies.